Yes. Oh, hallelujah. Thank you. I am so sorry. I tell you what, I'm gonna have to start drinking on Tuesday nights. I swear, got in here early, and nothing seems to be easy for me. My husband goes, "Why do you keep doing this?" I said, "Because I love what I do. It's just the software is just driving me freaking crazy." But anyways, okay. Welcome everybody. I'm Dawn Duvall. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I've been doing this, it'll be 14 years this next month in February. And you'd think, well, it has been 14 years using this technology, that's for sure. So I've been stamping for 14 years. The technology is a whole nother issue. But, anyways, let's go ahead and get started since I'm late. And thank you all for your patience. I really do appreciate it. I think I just need to get in here and just have my husband go on my Facebook page and so I can figure out how to get this camera thing working. Because last week it was a complete nightmare as well. But anyways, okay. So let's see. What did I want to say? All right. So we're in celebration. So to let you know that for any $60 that you all spend in my online store, then you get to choose a product for free from the catalog, the celebration catalog. And then if you spend more than 120, then you'll get to choose either two $60 items or a $120 item. Now, what I'm doing is that if you place an order in my online store for $35, then you'll get the card kits for for the night that you're watching or for that week. And the order needs to be placed in my online store by the following Sunday. So that means by Sunday, this Sunday coming up. If you place a $35 order, then I will send you the card kits in the mail free of charge. And then, of course, if you do $60, you'll get celebration, plus you'll get a free embellishment from me as well as the card. So just to keep that in mind and let you know. All right. Now, I'm going to show you the cards. I'm going to flip the camera down. I do know how to do that. We are going to be working with one of our new stamp sets. I'm going to show you that in just a second. All right, I'm going to flip the camera down, so bear with me so I can go ahead and flip it, and then I've got to get it turned so that we're on straight. Okay. All right, how's that? Now I've got lights on, so if I need to flip these lights around, let me know. I'm trying to get the lights pointed in that direction so that we have some more light. That's getting darker, isn't it? Okay, is that good? Other than seeing the two swords right there, is that good enough light? I've got my light on there. Is that all right, lighting wise? Can y'all see? Let me bring the camera over just a little bit. I'm going to bring it down. Just hang on with me for 1 second. I just want to make sure I get enough in here that y'all can see everything that I'm doing. I've got it on a little stand, so I'm going to move it around. All right, that's crooked. So we don't want y'all to be crooked. Okay, how's that? Is that crooked? Are we good? Other than those, like I'll push that up so you can't see it. How's that? Actually, whoopsie. Let me put my craft mat there. Ooh, there we go. Okay, let's get started. Well, we have a little bar, but that's all right. We can deal with that. Okay, we're going to work with the Grow with Nature. If you didn't watch I should have brought the cards in here and I didn't. If you didn't watch my, what day is this? Tuesday, Friday, Fundamental Friday. I showed two cards on that particular, and it was really their fun fold. So if you didn't get an opportunity, go back on the Facebook page or it's on YouTube and watch how I designed those cards. But we did use this stamp set. This is one that's new in the catalog. Yes, this is I have to stop and think because we have stuff that's online, on the online exclusives that are not in the catalog. So I'm gonna have to start making notes now so that I can tell you all the right information. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so this is Grow with Love, and it's a 9 red rubber cling stamp set. And if you're into herbs, if you know somebody that likes to garden, this would be a great set for those folks. And so that's what I was trying to do. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to adjust this lighting a little bit more so we get the camera get some more light. All right. So we're going to work with two cards, and then this set. So it comes with the 9 red rubber. You've got this really beautiful print that you can do, and I'll show you that as well. And then there is mint, thyme, rosemary, and basil, and then there's a couple of little sentiments as well. Now, in addition to it cutting out the herbs and stuff, It also will make a gift card holder or a note. You could put a note card. I'm not. I've got one made, so I'll show you that, but I'm not going to actually make it. So it's got the little circles that you can use. There's two sentiment dies here. There's a die with for each of the four herbs. So this comes with 10 dies, and this cuts out the circle here that says "Growing with Love." All right, so that's the bundle of Grow with Love, and that's what we're going to work with this evening. So let me push this over there because I think I've got my stamps out of there of what I need. So let's go ahead and we'll start with which card? We're going to start with this card here. So isn't this gorgeous? Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now the paper I used, oh my gosh, you're gonna perennial. I didn't bring it in here. I apologize. It came out this past year and it carried over. It's the one that has the real pretty beige and the little tiny flowers. Here, I'll show you. You probably recognize it. This is the back side, and this is the one thing I wanted to show you all. This is the paper. So what I've done is we're going to use this paper on one of the cards, and then I flipped it over, and we're going to do that on the card that we're going to make right now. So we're going to, so it's just a good way to show you how you can use your designer paper. So this is using the mint, and I've cut out that the die that cuts out that little sentiment thing. So that's going to cut out that, and then we're going to use some shaded spruce. This is Highland Heather cardstock, and then that's the paper. Now, what I did, if you look closely, I stamped in Highland Heather light some of the different, just the two, the mint and the rosemary, just to give it a little bit of more of texture in the background. Okay, so that's the first card that we're going to make. So let's go ahead and pull everything out, and we'll get started. So I'm not going to hold you up all night. I probably will go out and I'm going to go have a cocktail in the kitchen after we get done. I'm just joking. Nope, I may. Who knows? Probably not. Okay, so here's all the pieces. I've went ahead and cut out two. I've stamped in shaded spruce, and this is the mint. And I cut those out. And then when you use the dies to cut the flower, the herbs, it cuts off the name of the flower. We're going to use, or the plant. So we're going to use that as well. So I'm going to set that over here. This is for our sentiment. And I think that's all we need right now, other than we have our ribbon handy. So the first thing I'm going to do, we're going to use a card base that's 5.5 by 8.5. And again, this is the Highland Heather. So I'm going to go ahead and get this. It really is dark in here, and I got my lights on. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can get some more light. Let me see if I can bend this guy down some. That makes it look like it's making it darker, isn't it? Hang on. I know, I probably shouldn't. Oop, I just turned out one of my lights. Hang on a minute. All right, lights are going out. Hang on. Let me get my other light on. All right, let me turn that one off, and then I can turn it back on. There we go. Sorry about that. Hopefully that's gonna work. Okay, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. All right, then we're gonna take a piece of the same 4 by 5 1/4. So 4 by 5 1/4, and we're just going to add that as an extra, just another little base. And this one is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Okay. Now this is the one. If you look closely, you'll see that it's got some of the flowers in the background. But we're going to take this and we're going to change it up because we're going to stamp some of our herbs on it to give it a little bit extra oomph. Okay. So I'm going to take the rosemary. And I'm going to try to do it without the word rosemary. So I'm just going to set that into the ink without, and I got a little bit there. So, and if we get it on there, that's fine, but I was going to try not to do that. So let me just clean that part off. So I just really want to get the leaf itself. And I just want to add a little bit on here so that it gives it some texture. Okay. And let's see, I can just go ahead and do it this way, because we don't care if we don't have it. And I'm just going to flip this around, probably come in from each corner. And then I'm going to do the mint, because that's the one we're going to use. So this is rosemary, just to let you know. And let's see. Let's put, actually, I may just do one like this up there. Okay, and then I'll put a rosemary, a mint one down there. So give me 1 second. Let's change that out. Let's bring in the mint. And we're just going to stamp this one again, just to give us some texture on our um, on our cardstock. So again, I'm going to use this piece and I'll flip it over. It shouldn't get on there, but if it does, we'll flip it over. All right, so we'll put one there, and then I think I'll put one up here. Let's see if we can do it this way without getting the mint on it. And then we'll just come in like this and stamp it. So you'll get a little bit from the sides. And we could come back and let's just do a little bit right here. All right, so that's where you're going to see um, that part of the card. You're only going to see a little bit of the edges. So let's go ahead and close this up for now. All right, now I'm going to add that to this piece right here. And again, you're going to see it's got a very small border, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and glue this down. And see, that's the back side of that paper, which I like, but I wanted to go ahead and show you all both the two sides of this. And this is still, you can still get this paper, so that's a good thing. But just make sure when you go online, you check you can check the inventory list. It will let you know if it's low inventory or not. Okay, so we've got that on there. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in this little black label that we punched out. Whoopsie, that we need that. And I'm going to lay that on here. And I'm going to move it up just a little bit until I figure out where I'm going to put this thing. Because then we're going to put some ribbon down here and our sentiment. I'm going to change the sentiments up. Actually, I don't want to do that. I'm going to change, hang on a second. I'm going to get the sentiment. I cut a big one and a little one. I'm going to change them up because I just realized I want the smaller one because I want to show off some of that ribbon. So we're going to switch up our sentiments. All right, so I'm going to put that probably right about here, okay? And then once I get that glued down, then that way, yeah, that's going to work. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down. We're not going to pop this one up. We're just going to glue this down flat. So let's go ahead and get some adhesive on here. All right. And then we're going to place that probably, I don't know, maybe an inch or so from the top. All right. Now here are my 2 mint leaves that I've cut out. So one of these I'm going to lay flat, and then this one I'm going to pop up on dimensionals. All right. So let me grab my dimensionals, and they are hiding. Hang on a second. I'm going to be pulling off the edges of my dimensionals. All right, so that one we're going to glue down. So this one we're going to lay flat, and then we're going to rub the next one. We're going to pop it up. But before we do that, we're going to add some ribbon. So I'm just going to apply that right about there. I'm going to turn it just a little bit, and then the other one will turn and pop it up. Now, before we do that, I'm going to use my seal, and I'm going to do some twine. So I'm going to just make some marks on here to hold the twine in place, depending on where we want it to go, right? And I have my twine. And this is a funny thing. You know, you buy the twine. I just want to show you all this. It doesn't even show you. I spent at least 3 minutes trying to figure out where the start and the end is. I just pulled it off the edge and cut it. So now who knows where the start or the stop is? I don't know. So I'm just letting y'all know. If you've had problems with that or not. If you can figure out where they open, let me know. All right, so I'm just gonna wrap this around, and you know, some of y'all are better at this than I am. Maybe I should just do 3 fingers, but I want it to do some loopies, right? Because I want them to come off and show. So let me just do it this way. Maybe it'd be easier. I want to have a little bit of a tail hanging that way. So we'll just looping. We'll just do a loop. And if y'all have a better way of making these loops, by all means, please share, because I would love to know. Some people do it and they make it look like it's so easy. And then I get in here and try to do it. And it's like, what in the wild world of sports? That is not working for me. All right. And then I'm just going to loop it around. I want that one little tail. I do want him to hang out. So I'm going to leave him hanging. And then we'll just bring this one up. And I know this is crazy, isn't it? All right, we're going to loop that one up, and I know there's ways that y'all can twist it and turn it. I still haven't figured that part out. You think I would, right? All right, let's pull this over here. Get another loop right there. And that's why I put the adhesive seal on it, because it just makes it, now see, I didn't get this part long enough, but that's all right. We'll build it this way. We're just going to make it go down like that. We'll just bring them over here, tie it in, and we just won't have a tail sticking out. Let's see how bad that looks. That's not too bad. So when you look at it from the outside, it's not so bad. The inside, it's like, whoo, it's not looking good. All right, that's going to work. We're going to go with that. So let's put some dimensionals on here. And I've got one. So I'm going to use them and try to hold down on my ribbon or the twine, whatever you want to call it. Oh, I got another one too. There's one there. So I'm going to pop some of these on here to help hold those threads in place. And put another one, if I can get it off. Put another one right here on the side, this part right here. That's probably all we need. I think that'd be fine. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll add this one on top of the other one. We're going to offset it just a tad, not much, just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to put that one about, let me move this tail, let me move this over here a little bit. All right, so let's put that right about like there. I think that'll look fine. The other one looks a lot more thready than this one, but that's all right. So we're going to do that like that. Pop that one down. All right, now I have this little tiny piece right here that says mint. Let me open it so if y'all can you see that? That says mint. So we're going to put that on here. I'm going to put a little bit of glue. And I'm going to pop it right on this side. Just butt it. I'm going to butt it right up next to the black thing right here. All right. And actually, we could probably pull it down a little bit. All right. So that's going to go there. And let me go ahead and I'm going to add this to my card base because then I'm going to add my ribbon and our sentiment. So let's get that done. And thank you again, everyone, for being patient with me. Hi, Linda. Oh, thanks, Karen. It only took me 10 minutes again to get myself organized. Hi, Patty. I have camera issues. I don't know what my problem is, but I'm going to figure it out. I guess I just need to just pretend and not tell anybody, but just go live and practice trying to get the cameras hooked up. So there you go. But if you see all of my comments, you go, can you see me now? Can you see me now? So, all right. So far, that's what we've done. Now, this is retired, if I'm not mistaken, but that's okay. We're still going to use it. This is the Shaded Spruce Satin Sheer Ribbon. And I am going to put this down here. I'm going to cut it because that's a little too long. I don't want it that big. Let's cut that just a little bit. Let's see if we want that. Yeah, let's do it like that. All right, I am going to, the first thing before I do that, we're going to stamp our sentiment on our piece. And this is one of the frames that cuts it out. Okay, that's part of your die set. So I'm going to use the You're on My Mind because that fits on this one. And I'm going to stamp it in the Highland Heather. All right. And I'm not going to close that. For some reason, this little guy right here is not, he's not quite wanting to, he wants to close, but it's really tight. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that. Whoops. I'm going to stamp that right here. And I apologize for it. I guess I need to have a light behind me is what I'm thinking. Because I think y'all said last time it was a little dark. And I have a feeling that's probably because I need something behind me. So maybe I'll get the lamp and put it on this side than having it in front of me. All right, so let's move, I'm going to move this out of the way and we'll clean that up for a second. Okay, so now I am going to attach this to my card. Whoops, I don't want that one. I'm going to put my seal on the back of this. All right, and then I'm going to apply that to our ribbon. And then I'm going to apply the ribbon to the card base. So I'm going to put that right about there. And I'm just laying it flat. I don't think we need to pop it up. We could. It might look nice if we popped it up. But this thing's flat. So I think we'll leave it flat. And then I'll just glue it down like that. So I'm just going to take my seal again and just rub it across the ribbon just behind the sentiment. Then that way it doesn't kind of flip-flop and it looks, let's get it kind of even underneath here. All right, there we go. How's that look? Pretty good. And you know what? I forgot I didn't bring any embellishments, so, we don't have any bling bling to put on this, but that's okay. All right, and then what we can do on the inside, did I do it on this one? No, I did it on the other one. I'll do it on this one. Or am I? No, I'm not. You can put a piece of, obviously you want to put your white, but you could put a little bit of black behind it just to kind of pull that black back in. So of course on the inside you want to stamp your sentiment. So there's the first card. Isn't that cute though? I mean, it really is a cute stamp set. I just thought, and it's very easy to use. Just think of different ways. All right, so there's that one. All right, now the second one we're going to do. Now, remember I said that's the back side of the paper. So now we're going to use the other side. And the way I had to cut it, I've got it going in my direction. So this one that we're going to do, it's going to be in a landscape opposed to this is going to be this is vertical or portrait. This one's going to be in landscape. This is a piece of the, and this believe is retired iridescent ribbon. We're going to color that with our Stampin' Blend. So in case you're wondering, and this is rosemary, and I stamped this in Mossy Meadow, and I cut it out 3 times, and then I used the larger banner that die cut that cuts out, and then of course we put the rosemary right there. And this is the one where I did put the black on the inside with a little bit of white. All right, so this is the next card. Isn't that cute? So this is just another way using that paper and using these the herbs that you can make some really nice cards, and these can be used for your gardening folks. Now, where is my? Oh, there it is, right there. So you got to be careful about these little tiny pieces of paper that you cut out, right? So we're gonna put that right there. Now this one, I've got 2 Mossy Meadow. One is Old Olive, and that's because I did on our Friday fundamental. I did that on Friday, so you'll see. Oops, I got to cut that down. Um, that's so I kept that one because I did that those cards. Make sure you go back if you haven't seen it. Take a look at it. Again, Highland Heather 5.5 by 8.5, and we're scoring it at 4 1/4. And I'll go ahead and take my bone folder and give it a good garnish. Now I do believe, and we're going to turn it landscape because I got my flowers going in that direction. I'm going to trim this just a tad, only because it's barely showing a little bit. So I'm just going to trim just a little bit off. I'm just going to do like a hair. So I'm not going to do much. I just want to get enough that you can see a little bit of that paper underneath of it. And I think we're good on the other side. So let's see if that works. Let me get that over there so it doesn't fall off. All right, let's see how that goes. Yeah, I think that'll look much better. Okay, so that looks better. We've got about 1/8 of an inch. Not an eighth, about a 16th of an inch going all the way around. Okay. And I will work on my lighting, ladies. I apologize. It does look dark when I'm looking at the film on the screen. So my apologies for that. We'll get this done. All right, so this one, we're going to go ahead and put adhesive on the back side, coloring up our beautiful, it's more like grape, gorgeous grape. And we're going to put that on this piece again. We're going to lay it on here, and then I can slide it since I'm using the liquid glue to get it just where we want it to go. All right, now this one, we are still going to do our sentiment that way because I mean, we could do that, but I think it's going to look funny with our herbs, right? So I think we're going to still do it this way. I think that will still look fine. And then now let me think about this because we may have to regroup here. The reason that's not going to work because we need room for our sentiment. So if I do it this way, what if we angle it? All right, let me get this off here. Hang on a second. Let's look at this. All right, so we know we got to have it go this way, right? So what if we did the herbs? We can still do that. They can hang off the page. That's not going to be a bad thing. Why don't we just do that? That's going to be fine. And we'll put the Old Olive in the center. Oh, that'll work. We can do it that way. Yeah, that'll work. I think that will be fine. And then we can put our bow here. We're going to move this up a little bit because we have this larger banner that we're going to put down here. All right, so we want to move this guy up, but we want to leave some room. And we'll come back. All right, I think that's what we'll do. And then we're going to glue these guys down and they're all flat. Okay, so that's what we'll do. All right, let's put our adhesive on the little decorative piece here. All right, and let's place that right. I think we're going to go right about there. And that gives me room to do the bow and do our sentiment. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and place our herbs on here. This is rosemary. So I think I'll do like this. I'm just going to kind of clump them together and overlap a little bit. So we'll get them where it's going to show a little bit wider because we were doing it in a landscape mode. So right now I'm just kind of playing with the herbs, trying to figure out what's going to look the best without looking too funkadelic. All right, I think that pull one down a little bit. We have this guy sticking out over there. We'll put him right here. What do you think about that? And we'll get it over where it's more centered. I think that'll look fine. So let's do that. I'm going to move this guy over just a little bit. I'm going to put this guy here so I know where to put him. All right, here we go. We're going to build. All right. Okay. So we're going to put that one right about. I'm going to move him over a little bit. All right, so he's going to go there. And then we'll put this one over top. This is the old olive, and I think it'll be fine. And we're going to put that one. I'm going to put this one like that. I think that'll be fine. Pull it down just a tad. And then we have our other mossy meadow. Okay. One thing nice about the software I'm using, I get to see y'all's comments and I can comment back and forth, which is kind of nice. So now I just have to learn how to figure out how to get how to get the camera working. So if any of y'all are familiar with Streamlabs, let me know. I think I'm just going to have to practice. I'm just going to have to do a practice, like go to YouTube and do a hidden thing and just practice. All right, I think that looks fine. What do y'all think? All right, now we have our rosemary thing. So actually I have it off to the side, but since we have space, now we're going to put a bow here. So I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to wait until we put that on there. I'm going to wait. All right. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now, you know these stamps, when you put the cling on them, this is the first one I did, and my cling, the sticker went crooked. So I'm going to have to turn it at an angle like this to get it to go straight. So here we go. All right. Let's see. I know I got to go to the left, but if for some reason it doesn't work, we can always flip it over. But I do have one that I did that's not too crooked. So we'll see. But I think I can get it. I think I've got the hang. I got to flip it this way. All right. So we're going to stamp. Again, this is Highland Heather. We'll get some ink on that. And then we're going to go ahead and stamp. I'm going to turn it a little bit at a crooked area. Yep, that was good. I got it on there. Okay, doke. All right, let's close this up so we're not wearing it. All right, so that's done. So that's a good thing. Now this one, we're going to lay it right here. And I think I'll pop this one up on dimensionals. Let's go ahead and do our ribbon. That's the next one that we need to do. So I'm going to have to move this because I need my mat. I'm going to put that there so it tries to hide those lines for you guys. All right, I'm going to pull in some ribbon. Again, I believe this is retired, but we're going to work with this. I'm going to color this with our Stampin' Blend. So this is a way, if you don't have the colors that you want, you just come in and make it, right? So just take your big tip, and you can do this with your markers too, your Stampin' Write markers. Now, it does dry and look like, I've got these little darker spots right here because I'm going across that, which I'm not too concerned about that because by the time we roll it up, you're not going to really see it. But I just want to make sure we get it all colored, which I probably don't need all this, but we'd rather have too much than not enough, right? All right, so there is our color. Isn't that pretty? It still glimmers. All right, and then I'm just going to tie it, and we'll shrink it down and we'll cut it off. So let me get it going here, get my bow. So we're going to make our bow. Get my fingers in there. Hang on a second. All right. Actually, I'm going to go this way. All right. I just got to get my fingernails pushed in. There we go. All right. So let's pull that through. And then I'm just going to work with it until I get it the way I want it. Let's pull him in and pull his tail in. So we're just going to play and get the size that we want. And I'm going to pull them down a little bit shorter because then once I tighten it, it's going to make them bigger. And this one I want to pull in. So we just got to play with it for a minute. I probably should have let it dry just for a second because it's still a little damp. But I do want, I think I want my bow a little bit bigger because we are now in the landscape mode. So let's pull the little bows out some and we'll make it a little bit, the bows a little bit bigger. That way, it should look a lot nicer. So give me just a second while I fight with this thing. All right, there we go. Pull this one down there. There we go. We got it tight. I think that'll be fine. Do you think that's too big? Maybe a little bit. All right, so let's pull it just a smidge here and a smidge there. All right, I think that'll work. Yep, let's do that. Okay, so then I'm just going to come up and snip off the tails. And we'll do it this way. All right, that one's a little bit longer. Okay, so now we're going to take our glue dots, which I know, sorry about that. All right, so now we're going to take our glue dots and we're going to add those to the back. And so I'm going to start, I'm going to put 3 on here. So I'm going to push, I'm going to start a little bit off of the knot and then just work on getting 3 on here. Oh, we noticed it to the bottom. I might only be doing 2. All right, so we've got that one, and we're going to do another one, but it'll be fine. And we should have one. Oh, there's some right there. Don't forget those. So now it's stuck to my fingernail. All right, so we're going to add one more on here. Now if I can get it off, now it's stuck to the wood. Okay, there we go. Uh-oh, that's not good. There we go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pop this down after I pulled off half of the stuff there, but that's fine. And that's going to cover up that bottom part as well of the stems. All right, so that's not too bad. Okay, so we've got that. Let me move this out of the way. We have our rosemary, so now we'll figure out where we want to put that. Okay, so we've got that. And then we're going to pop these up on dimensionals, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do. Oh, here they are. Actually, let me lay this on the piece of base. Let's do that first. Let's go ahead and add this to the card base. And so we'll get our glue on here. And don't go anywhere when we get done because I've got that one little, I'm going to show you the gift card thing or gift card, note card, whichever. You can do one, either or. All right, so we're going to put that on here. So it's going to open like that. All right, now we'll go ahead and add dimensionals to our sentiment. We're going to pop this up. And I'm going to put probably 3, I'll probably put 4 on here. Let me grab one of these. We'll just tear him off and stick him on here. And then once we have that on here, we'll figure out where we want to put our rosemary, the word rosemary. We want to put it on the black next to it or on the end like I did on the other side, on the other card. So let's see which we want to do. All right, so we're going to place that. Oh, you know what I forgot to do on the other one? I did tiny ribbon on it, but that's all right. So we're going to place this right here. I think that's going to be perfect, right? Okay, so the last piece that we need to do is going to be little this rosemary. Now we have, I think I'd rather just put it on, I think I'd rather put it right here on the side. What do y'all think? I think it's going to go there. I think that will look nice. Or I could put it on this, I think I'll do it on this side. And I just noticed that's not cut straight, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about that. You know me, let it go. Okay, so let's add some adhesive. maybe they'll think it looks like that because it's got a little bit of an angle. We only do the one angle thing. All right, so I'm going to turn this sideways, and I'm just going to lay it right here and just tuck it right up next to the cardstock, the black. Whoops. All right. So there is that one. Now, isn't that cute? That's another way. Look at that. And of course, you want to put your white on the inside. But again, you could do the same thing. You could put the black like I did on the other one. All right, so those are the two cards that we made. There's this one going in each direction. And then here's the third one. We'll just put that one up there. So here's that one, and here's this one. We've got landscape, portrait, and then this one's in portrait as well. So there you go. What do you think about that? Aren't these cute cards? I just think they're adorable. All right, now let me show you the last thing before you all go. So actually, we're getting out of here a little bit early since even though I started late too. Okay, so I showed you on the dies that this piece right here makes an envelope. So you just use a 6x6 piece of paper or designer paper, pattern paper, whatever you have, and cut it out. This here will cut out your little loopy-doopy things that you're going to wrap your twine around. Okay. So with that, this is what I did. Now I used one of the I think it was the birthday thing that has, and I think it's retired, that has the little stickers in there. So here I use the in color of Shy Shamrock, and then those are the little knobby do things right there. Now this is a 2¼ by 3½. Yeah, 2¼ by 3½ piece of basic white, and then I stamped um, the this one right here, the sentiment. Thanks so much for your love and care. I stamped it, and then I just fussy cut out the word thanks, and I put this thing on there. All right. So now, and then I pop these up on mini dimensional, so a little tiny dimensional, and these are cut in early espresso. What I did is I came in and I laid my piece of twine underneath. I kind of glued it and with the seal, and then I put my little dimensional, yeah, my mini dimensional on top of that to hold it in place. So that's how I did that. And then of course you're going to fold the things together because you can see the seam and then fold up the bottom. So here's two things you can do. One, you can do like a little love note. And I just put, so on that stamp set, thanks so much for your love and care. I just blocked out and stamped, you know, where it says thanks, and I put so much there. So this could be a card that you could write a little note and put in a gift bag or a gift card or whatever. Or, and you could even add this in there if you want to write a little note. And then you can put a gift card in here as well. So this is Merry Christmas. So you could do the gift card and a note, pop it in here. Isn't this cute? Pop that in there, fold it over, and then we're just going to do our little loops. We'll do a little crazy 8 just to hold it in place, and then I just let this one kind of hang. Isn't that cute? So there's the other thing that you can do with that stuff. So there you go, everyone. Again, thank you so much for your patience with me and my technology issues. Thank you, Karen. I know the gift card holder, that is just like kind of a bonus, you know. Um, but thank you. If anybody happens to live in or near the Fort Myers area and you're technology savvy, let me know. I might have you come over and help me figure out how I can do this in a quicker way. So, but I promise I am going to practice until I get this right, so I don't hold you up and I don't want to look like a fool. So, all right, everybody. You know, as I've always said, it's comedy hour, but you know, you gotta laugh at yourself. So, all right. Thank you once again. I really appreciate everyone for taking the time out of your Tuesday evening and spending it with me and my craziness. So thank you once again. Next Tuesday we'll be back on Facebook, and I don't think I have anything else this week, but I'm not sure. Anyways, if you didn't see this past Friday's fundamental, if you're on YouTube, then take a look for that one. It should be posted under the live videos. All right, everyone. Thank you once again. Thank you again. I really appreciate it. Grow with Love is the stamp bundle that we're using. And have a great evening. If I can help with anything, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you soon. Good night, everyone. Thanks.